I come bearing news from the developers. Here is the Smart Drummer.
Well, now that the theatricals are out of the way, let me talk about the new feature, Smart Drummer. So, Smart Drummer. Where can you find it? Well, you go to New Track, go to your drums and machines, and here you'll get the choice of using either the Smart Drummer or the Patterns Beatmaker. Now, let's go into the Smart Drummer and let's see how it works. So, once it's up, you have to create a region. So you hit the plus button. There you can see, if you select it, here is the full feature in its full glory. Here we have a bunch of different playing styles on the left side. We have customization in the middle, and then we have even more customization on the right side. So the way it kind of is structured is that, okay, let's say I wanted to make a Jersey trap pack. You can listen to it here. And why this one's going pretty slow now is because the tempo is not set. So if I set this to 140, for example, you get. So when you're making your song, be mindful of what the BPM is of the genre you want to create. I'm going to go for Jersey trap, but I think I want to use that same pattern in, let's say, 90. So now we have this. A lot slower, but I think it sounds kind of nice. Now, in the middle section, you have your different segments of the drum kit. So you have first off snare and kick. Kick and snare if you want to be like that. Then we have the hi-hats. So as you can see, when I'm deselect the kick and snare, it disappears from the MIDI file. So I'm taking it away. Now I'm just listening to the hi-hats. Same thing goes for toms. And then other. So a little bit extra comes in every single layer. Now, if you want more complex kind of playing styles, you can drag up this slider and you can see how more things are added within the MIDI region. I'm going to go back and add the kick and snare. So if we listen to this full pattern at its most complex setting, we get this. And if we pull the complexity down all the way, we get this. Now, that's not the only thing. You can switch between these different patterns. So I'm going to shut off all of them and then just show you full complexity, kick and snare. So we can hear and see the MIDI notes right here. If I switch this one to pattern 5, for example, it changes a little bit. So what it can do is maybe use different samples that are within the kit. It can use different velocity layers, different velocities in general, but also it plays it a little bit different. There's multiple of these layers, multiple of these patterns within the layers as well, so you can check them out. There's also one important feature here, which I wanted to talk about, which is the halftime little toggle here. So if you, let's say you like the pattern, but maybe you're programming this in 140, for example, but you want it to feel like it's halftime, a lot like trap producers usually do. So trap is in the ranges of like, let's say 130 to 150. But the thing is, the halftime feel of it is in, okay, math, 70 to 150. Does that make sense? 75, 150. Math. 50, 25. Wait, what am I talking about? Jesus, why do I feel, what is happening to me? 80, 75. Yes, that makes sense for the 150, and then down to that's 65, right? Yes, that's 65. Okay, don't add me. Nicholas, my old math teacher, shame on you. No, that's shame on me technically. However, no more math. Okay, if it's programmed in 130 to 150 and it feels like it is in 65 to 75, that is halftime. Now, the great thing about the Smart Drummer and where it is the strongest is that it gives you the simplicity of using an audio loop where everything is already programmed for you. However, you still get to customize the way you want it to play. So this is basically like just telling a drummer like, hey, stop using the hi-hat for this section. Okay, great. So what I can do, let's say I like the Jersey trap version that we have going on right now. All right. Now, if I add another region and I go to that one, I want to take away the hi-hats only, and I want to add only toms. So now that we add a new region, I want to tell the drummer to take away the hi-hats, add the toms in, and just play that. So we get from this with the hi-hats. Right, so now we actually have two different sections. So now we can just keep on editing and add more regions to your different sections in your song. Now, what I had here was this. But I felt like I wanted to go it in a slower tempo, so I'm going to do that. So, Smart Drummer, really, really cool. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that it has a fills feature as well. So, let's say at the end of any given bar, you have, so let's say this is the first bar that we're going to go for. If you look at this area right here, and then if you pull the fills up all the way, you get a little bit extra as well. What you can do also, if you don't like the way that the samples sound, you can just change that sound out. So let's see, we have the Copenhagen kit running it right now. But I might as well just change it to anything else. So let's see, I always love the Toxie kit, so we're gonna go for that. Just to see what it sounds like. Now let's listen to it. Already there, you got another vibe going. Let's see. Let's go to the Dade kit. Here we go. So now you're in a whole different space. Let's see here. Now, with all of that said, I wanted to thank you so much for watching. If you like this feature, if you want anything else, any more playing styles, for example, leave them in the comments down below, and I will talk to you and see you in the next one. Peace out.